The Blue Jackets swept the Tampa Bay Lightning in the Stanley Cup playoffs. The NHL's best and President's Trophy winning Tampa Bay Lightning. The Columbus Blue Jackets, who previously had never won a playoff series in their franchise's history, swept the league's best team in the playoffs. Go Jackets. Go hockey.
And who's gonna break the news to Steven Stamkos?
I am. And as the biggest hockey fan ever, I'll throw everyone else a bone and let them analyze it further.
Wow.
Doc Rivers said a person in Oakland returned $2,000 cash that he dropped. First of all, Doc, weird flex. But, yo, what the fuck? What the hell was he doing with $2K in his pocket? Robert Kraft's over here like, man, you could do a lot with that. Not going to touch that. Welcome back to another edition of Prem Brulee. I am your host, Premal of the Play Call Network, back with the number one podcast in your headphones. Appreciate you tuning in as always. Without further ado, let's get going with Yeah Fam or Nah. Tiger won the Masters, baby! In a weekend full of major events, the NBA playoffs, the NHL playoffs, Game of Thrones, who won the weekend? Eldrick Tiger Woods did. That's who. Woods won his 5th green jacket and 15th major overall. A whopping 11 years since his last major. His first Masters since 2005. He had 7 injuries, including 4 back surgeries since 2008. Had reportedly told people he's never going to play again. To add that all in, this was his first major where he faced a 3rd round deficit to win. He made 3 birdies in his final 6 holes to overcome 54-hole leader Francesco Molinari and hold off a late charge by Dustin Johnson and Brooks Koepka. Also, it felt like someone might have been cutting onions right next to me as they played clips of Tiger hugging his dad in 1997, followed by his son Charlie running up and hugging his dad. A lot of onions. I think it seemed like a lot of people were cutting onions all at the same time. A lot of feels there. Most people loved to see it. Even if they didn't love to see it, they were tuning in. Obviously, Tiger determines views in golf, like it or not. But yeah, fam or not, one of the best moments / comebacks in sports history. I mean, if we're going to throw in the word comeback, can I interest y'all in the fact that the Cleveland Cavaliers defeated the Golden State Warriors after being down 3-1 in the NBA Finals for a one LeBron, aka LeGod James, to earn a title for the city of Cleveland, their first in 54 years?
Petty alert, petty alert, petty alert.
I don't know about greatest comeback. It is one of the greatest moments. I don't think it's being prisoner in the moment to say that. I am a Yeah Fam overall. This is a huge story. And as I said in the opening, in a weekend full of major events, Tiger Woods winning a major, something people didn't think would ever happen again, happened. People were tuning in and loved every second of it. A bonus Yeah Fam or not, Tiger passes Jack Nicklaus's 18 majors. So a little while ago, the end of last golf season, Tiger won his 80th victory. He's obviously now at 81 with that Masters win. I had talked about whether he'd surpass Sam Snead's record 82 wins, and then how he'd fare with the majors count. I think at the time I definitely said he'd top Sam Snead and win another major, but gave a nod to him breaking Nicklaus's 18 major mark. Obviously, it's no big deal to predict that he'll likely top Sam Snead's 82 wins since he only needs 2 more to pass him. I was originally going to stick with the fact that he wouldn't pass Jack Nicklaus's 18 majors, but to hell with it. I'm going all in, prisoner of the moment. Tiger! Okay, moving on to the NBA playoffs. A secondary headline any other week would probably be the leadoff, but We had some upsets to kick off the opening round and the opening day of the playoffs, with the Magic beating the Raptors and DJ Augustine, who I had no idea was still in the league, hitting the dagger 3 to win the game for the Magic. And then the Spurs beat the Nuggets. Also, the Brooklyn Nets beat the Sixers in Game 1. Yeah, fam or not, should we care this early? Should we make a big deal about opening games and the start to series? I'm a nod to this. We all love to overreact to first games because of the whole stealing home court thing. But let's not overreact. Teams win all the time in opening rounds. And usually a 7-game series lends itself to the best team winning overall. So I would have faith that that happens. Now, I do see some upsets in series happening because certain teams and certain cultures just don't value the regular season like they do turn it on in the playoffs. But overall, a 7-game series lends itself to the best teams winning. So I'm a nod to overreactions after early games in the series. All right, sticking with the NBA. Of course, the surprising move to end the regular season was Magic Johnson stepping down as president of basketball operations for the Los Angeles Lakers. Yeah, fam or nod to that. Before I get to my answer, Johnson had said to the press, quote, "I want to go back to having fun. I want to go back to being who I was before taking on this job." So I'm a yeah fam to the decision overall. I don't think Magic is meant to be in a role like that. He clearly, outside of getting LeBron to come there, which most people believe he was going to anyway, Magic just hasn't made the right moves. He clearly enjoys interacting with other players and being able to tweet at them more than he wants to have a job, and he's earned that right. He's made plenty of money in his life. This dude does not need to have extra work this late in his life. He can just have fun doing what he does. Going on yachts in Italy with Samuel L. Jackson, I don't know. But talk about savage. Magic told the media before he told anyone else, including his then boss, Jeannie Buss.
I've been talking to people walking here. We've been talking about next year, and I'm sitting there saying, I'm not going to be here.
What the fuck? How savage is that? Magic Johnson just ran to the press. No players knew, not his boss, and he just told him he was quitting through the press. That's fucking savage as shit. Magic doesn't give a flying fuck. And of course the Lakers had to be professional and be like, he'll always have a place here, but damn if that ain't savage. Last headline of this episode is Russell Wilson becoming the NFL's highest paid player. He signed a 4-year contract extension worth $140 million and got a whopping $65 million in a signing bonus.
Wow.
Russell Wilson had self-imposed an April 15th deadline to get a deal done, saying that he was not going to sign if a deal didn't get done by then. He was going to play out the last year of his contract and then likely get franchise tagged after that. The deal got done just after midnight Seattle time, and Russell Wilson sent a creepy-ass video from inside his covers in bed with Sierra and him both being sleepy as fuck, just taking a video from bed. I mean, I feel like he could have just tweeted something out or done some. It's just kind of Doc Rivers with $2,000 in cash in his pocket and dropping it and telling us about it. That level, I think we could have probably avoided it and a little less of a weird flex, maybe. I don't know, just a thought. Yeah fam or not to him being worth it, I am absolutely a yeah fam. You gotta pay your quarterback, and somehow Wilson's annoyingly slippery self finds ways to win games with absolute trash for an offensive line. Like, statistically trash for an offensive line. There's no way that team should win 10 games each year, and they've done it under Wilson all but once, and that one time was 9 wins. So he does the most with the least somehow. And they've essentially let their whole defense go. Everything's gone, so you might as well pay the quarterback and build around him. Also, Wilson has not missed a single game in his 7 years, so you have that too. Short people everywhere unite because a dude under 6 feet tall is the highest paid player in the NFL, so you guys have your little victory and Napoleon themed party. Okay, time for likey, no likey, hate it. First up is my likies, and the first likey is outside of sports. The trailers for Lion King and the final Star Wars came out. Let's fucking go. Also, let me address you folks that are negative about said trailers. I haven't seen much about Lion King because, first of all, how dare you? Second of all, if you are a Star Wars hater and want to overanalyze shit, I mean, it's your prerogative. It doesn't make it right. Doesn't mean I'll enjoy you, but go ahead. It's okay. Everybody enjoys it. They find it a lot of fun while you pick apart a fucking trailer. It's fantastic. No, just keep doing it. Everybody loves that. My next likey goes to the Orioles' Chris Davis finally snapping his MLB record 0 for 54 hitless streak. It made news, but man, you just felt for the guy. I mean, he already had, I believe last season was statistically the worst season of anyone with the eligible criteria. So he already has enough going against him. Lucky for him, he can wipe his tears with the millions of dollars he's being overpaid, but just kind of weird to get coverage over someone's failures. I'm not really for that. So lucky to him finally breaking that streak and treating it like a professional. Again, easy to do when you're making millions of dollars, but that's neither here nor there. Yeah, sound it, whatever.
Petty alert, petty alert, petty alert.
On to my no likies. Last week I spoke on Dwayne Wade's final season wrapping up to a lot of dusty moments. Well, also at the same time, late in the season, in the second to last game in his final home game in Dallas, Dirk Nowitzki confirmed what many thought, that this past season was his final one as well. The Mavs lifer spent all 21 of his seasons with the team, and he was most notably the major part in the franchise earning their title in 2011 over the Heat. So kind of a weird era to see Dwayne Wade and Dirk Nowitzki both go in the same year, in addition to the players that have recently retired like Tim Duncan and Kobe Bryant. A lot of us have grown up with these players, and it's weird to see them start to retire. I hope my boy Vince Carter the GOAT, decides to never retire. A no likey goes to Zion Williamson. Why did it take him this long to officially declare for the NBA draft? I mean, what the hell were we waiting on here? I don't really get it, but you would have thought there would have been a big grand production instead of just an Instagram video announcing it for that much of a delay. And for my hate it of the week, there was a big deal made about a bettor winning $1.2 million by betting $85,000 on Tiger Woods to win the Masters. I mean, that's cool and all, but chances are, if a guy or gal is out there able to throw around $85,000 on a bet, they probably don't need that $1.2 million. So miss me with that attention. I mean, I'm glad to hear the poor sports books in Vegas losing money, because God forbid that happens a couple times, but I mean, what are we really talking about here? Some rich-ass person able to bet $85,000 fucking around and winning more money for themselves? Degenerates everywhere are peeing their pants over this one. But I'm going to give it to hate it and sound that alarm.
Petty alert, petty alert, petty alert.
Now it's time for You Played Yourself, my favorite segment where I get to call out whoever the hell I want to. And first up is Michigan State football in their alternate jerseys featuring tons of neon green, including their pants, lettering on their jerseys, and logo sticker on their helmet. Do you realize how many people had to approve those Michigan State jerseys? Like, nobody once spoke up and was like, I don't know about these. Maybe we shouldn't, or maybe we should have like a little consumer focus group and see how people perceive them. No? I mean, this seems like a middle schooler designed them. Like, middle school baseball teams have these neon and fake-ass camouflage I mean, wait, that's insulting to middle schoolers. My bad. You played yourself, Sparty. Next, you played yourself goes to Jennifer. So Jennifer, back in August of 2018, told Blazers guard CJ McCollum to, quote, win a playoff game, then talk, end quote. You could tell CJ isn't on Team Petty since he replied with, I'm trying, Jennifer, at the time, and then, in a post-game press conference when asked about it, thanked her once the Blazers won Game 1 of their series versus the Thunder. But the petty army of Twitter made sure to blow up her mentions when the Blazers won, and for that, I thank you, my fellow petty folk. This alarm is for you.
Petty alert, petty alert, petty alert.
And you played yourself, Jennifer. You played yourself goes to the Sacramento Kings and Vlade Divac, who runs their team. The Kings fired their coach Dave Yorger after their best season since 2005-2006. Yorger turned their last in scoring offense into the 9th best with over 114 points per game. He turned De'Aaron Fox into a young star, a budding borderline superstar. I mean, fine, okay, they didn't make the playoffs, so the Kings decided to go a different direction with their coach. Who'd they replace him with? Luke Walton. Luke Walton has the same exact number of wins, 98, in 3 seasons that their now former coach had. Not only that, Luke Walton's 3rd season featured a team with LeBron James on it. This is why bad teams continue to stay bad and good teams continue to stay good. Because they make stupid decisions like this. Just when you're trending up and your team's responding to a coach, you fire him for someone who hasn't done shit. You played yourself, Kings. I mean, good for Luke Walton. He got fired from the Lakers and then a day later had a job with the stupid-ass Sacramento Kings. Good for him. The last you played yourself goes to my favorite subject of this section, the Golden Snake Warriors, who blew a 31-point lead to the number 8 seed Los Angeles Clippers in Game 2 of their series. This was the largest deficit in NBA playoff history, and Steph Curry's bitch ass missed a game-winning 3, and he jogged off like he made it. My favorite fucking part of it. And something nobody focused on. I watched those highlights because, yeah, everybody went to bed after they were up 31. Steph Curry did his jog-off shot that he usually makes and turns around, but no, it clanks off the iron. Fuck off, Snakes of Oakland. You played yourself.
Petty alert, petty alert, petty alert.
Durant fouled out, took very few shots. Patrick Beverley still in his head, and best of all, Kevin Durant has 0 rings.
Petty alert,
You played yourself. Golden Snake Warriors
petty alert,
blew a 3-1 lead
petty alert,
and a 31-point lead.
petty alert,
Wow. March 1st is my new favorite day. It's now Golden Snake Warriors Day, baby.
petty alert, petty alert, petty alert.
On that note, let's move on to who you got and what you're feeling. And last week, I made my picks for the Masters. Shh, it's the Masters. So I went with Ricky Fowler, and I even commented saying I don't think this is the one for Tiger with him not having played much. Wow, did I play myself. The leaderboard was a who's who of names. All the big-time people were up there, including my pick, Ricky Fowler. But in the end, it was Tiger. Tiger won it. I will happily be wrong in this case. In addition to that, I made my picks for the NBA awards, which we'll stay tuned to see how they do with those. Most notably, in the MVP race between James Harden and Giannis Antetokounmpo, in a close race, I went with the Greek Freak because NBA voters love to have voter fatigue, and when in doubt, going with the best player from the best team and the new winner of potential new winner of the MVP. For Rookie of the Year, I went with Doncic. Those of you who are focused on Trae Young's late resurgence, I don't think it was enough. And my pick for Most Improved Player, lots will be picking Pascal Siakam, but I am firmly on the bandwagon of D'Angelo, ice in his veins, Russell from the Ohio State University, no surprise, so I'm going with that. For this week, I wanted to stick in the NBA, and as before the series wrap up in the first round, I wanted to make my picks with games included, and I used the honor system despite results of some games being final. These were my predictions before the NBA playoffs started, so you'll just have to trust me. So, in the East, I am picking the Bucks over the Pistons in 4 games. No Blake Griffin is trouble for the Pistons to even have a chance at a win. I am going with the Raptors over the Magic in 6. The Philadelphia 76ers over the Brooklyn Nets in 7 games. As I said in prior episodes, I really like the Nets and their upset potential, so I see that series going long. And the Boston Celtics over the Indiana Pacers in 5 games. Over in the West, a great evidence of my honor system, I picked the Warriors over the Clippers in 4 games. Obviously, that will not be happening. I am, for my upset, picking the San Antonio Spurs over the Denver Nuggets, the 2-seed Denver Nuggets, in 6 games. I am picking the Oklahoma City Thunder over the Blazers in 7 games, and the Rockets over the Jazz in 4 games. As for what I'm feeling, first of all, I am feeling getting to celebrate my wife and one of my best friends with a theme party where everybody dressed like one or the other of them. It was incredible. Lots of denim. Also, Game of motherfucking Thrones premiered, the final season. I am feeling it. I cannot wait to keep watching. I wish it was binge watchable Netflix style. It is going to be brutal to wait one whole week in between episodes. Oh yeah, by the fucking way, those of you who don't watch Game of Thrones and are so excited to tell us all that you don't, do y'all think you're cooler than us by telling us? Like, hating popular things doesn't make you more interesting. The fuck you want? A fucking cookie for not watching one of the most popular shows and one of the greatest shows of all time? Nah, in fact, you're more like that person who does CrossFit or works out at Orange Theory because you can't wait to tell us about it even though we didn't fucking ask you. No one wanted to know about you refraining from an all-time great show, but you told us anyway, didn't you? Because you thought we loved that shit, just to get a rise out of us. Well, it fucking worked with me, didn't it? Listen, it's okay to not watch the show, but bragging about the fact that you don't does not make you fucking cool. And if you need further proof, if you're in the intersection of Game of Thrones and sports, all you fucking need to know is that the fucking woke Draymond Green does not watch Game of Thrones. So come on and join us and stop being a fucking boring ass piece of shit who thinks they're not just because they don't watch a fantastic, one of the all-time great shows. Also be prepared for people to not trust your TV show opinions if you watch The fucking Bachelor, but you can't be bothered to watch fucking Game of Thrones. Continue watching Bachelor in Paradise or whatever the fuck people watch that are so cool that they don't have time for Game of Thrones. Get the fuck out of here.
Wow.
Okay, my too much sense for the week, the advice that you didn't ask for, but I'm going to give you anyway, and is way more than 2 cents worth, is the best ability is availability. We've all heard it before. My advice is to strive to be present for those close to you. If they know you'll be there, that's more than half the battle. It really isn't hard to show up. The rest tends to take care of itself when you make that effort to be present. And that's going to wrap up this edition of Prem Brulee, the #1 podcast in your headphones. Don't ever get it twisted. Do not ever play yourself like a person who doesn't watch Game of Thrones and loves to tell people about it. Don't play yourself. Please rate and review my podcast favorably, please. Please pass on the goods to people you know and have them pass it to people they know. I would greatly appreciate it. And also, check out the other podcasts from the Play Call Network featuring brand new artwork that is so visually appealing. And we will talk to you next time. I've been your host, Premal of the Play Call Network.